Hello, hello. Welcome back to Crazy Games. We are continuing this story. Warriors' dreams like spring grass renewing. Dracaena Somnolenta Chapter Act I. Rumors abound. Go to the temporary Fatui camp. Peace talks between Watatsumi Island and the Tenryu Commission are due to commence, but a rumor that the Tenryu Commission remains in cahoots with the Fatui is still circulating around the island. To uncover the truth, Kokomi decides to assault the Fatui's temporary encampment. So yeah, we're continuing Kokomi's story right now. In the last video, I kind of just ranted a lot about my complaints about this game. I'll try not to rant too much this time around and try to show off the game a bit more. What's going on here? So I guess these guards are gonna keep an eye on him while we investigate the matter. So yeah, in the last video too, while recording that video, I kind of started using this new technique that I learned. Like audio ducking, I guess it's called. I'm sure like a lot of people probably know about it, and I just like recently learned about it. But what it does, for those who don't know, what it does is it lowers the volume of the game whenever it detects that I'm talking or like my mic is having input. And I reviewed the footage like quickly after I recorded the last one. Where are we supposed to be going? Yeah, we're walking towards there, the right direction. Anyway, well, what it does, like, I was reviewing the footage, and I felt like whenever I talked, it lowered the volume of sound a little bit too much. So I made the ducking a little less aggressive, so the volume of the game won't be lowered as much, so that even if I accidentally interrupt someone, you hopefully can still hear the voices come through, whereas in the last video, like, it almost completely muted the voices or the voice acting. But I guess that doesn't really matter all too much, since I do have the voices set to Japanese, and most of the people who come on here expect English. So they would be reading the subtitles anyways. But I don't know, just for like presentation's sake, I guess.
商人の言っていたファデュイの拠点はこちらで間違いなさそうですね。置いてあるものを見たところ、ここはもともとヒルチャールの拠点だったのでしょう。それがなぜかファデュイに占拠されてしまっています。
So, in the last video, what happened was that dude that was being watched by the two guards there, they're accusing him of like selling, or not selling, but just giving his resources to the Tenryu Commission, and thus betraying the people of Watatsumi. So they're gonna arrest him, but then he says that it's the Fatui that stole all his supplies, and that's why he has all these like invoices of getting resources, but he doesn't have any invoices of like actually selling the resources, and yet his like warehouse or whatever, wherever he stores his resources, is empty. So he says like these Fatui stole it, and then the two guards kind of said like, oh, the Fatui is working with the Tenryu Commission, so the crime still stands. And then Kokomi comes in as a voice of reason and says like, oh, let's investigate what this guy has to say real quick. If he's true, we'll be able to find the truth of it. We'll go get to the bottom of it real quick. And then we came here, and I'm just thinking like, what if that guy is lying and he is supplying the Fatui instead? And now he just pretty much tricked us into getting his stash back so that he can sell it a second time, or supply it a second time or whatever. But I guess if we came and gave back, and the Fatui heard that we gave back the materials to the merchant, they wouldn't be too happy with him, right? But anyways, that's just me thinking the story, thinking a little bit too deep into the story. Paimon, we fought and won against Raiden Shogun. These people are like small ants to us.
力ずくで突破するのは難しいかと。 ですが問題ありません。ここは私たちにとって有利な地形です。
Are we just gonna like...
私たちがいることも相手に露見していません。
So right there, I accidentally interrupted Kokomi. Hopefully, the audio ducking wasn't so bad that she just becomes muted. Anyways, are we just gonna like throw things down at them until they die? What's the advantage here of being on higher ground if we're not using any ranged weapons? We can like yell down at them and be like, "You guys suck," and they'll be like, "Oh, they're too high up to get to."
敵は名所、こちらは暗所。策謀を張り巡らすのに絶好の機会です。
No, we are in the light because we're higher up, where the light is shining. They're in the shade of this cliff, so they're in the shadows. So, are you sure you're a good strategist, Kokomi? I don't think we have the upper hand. Are you saying we're gonna stealthily sneak into there to see if we can just like find evidence of that merchant's supply and we're not actually gonna fight them? Is that kind of what you're suggesting? And what does the grand strategist have in mind?
私の考えでは3つの策があります。
Okay.
1つ、金属金王。稲妻に残っているファデュイの勢力は微々たるものです。その多くは敗れた残党。
Okay, so kill them. Okay, that sounds good. And more importantly, kill their leader.
高所から飛び降り、敵の大将を仕留めることができれば、増票を打たずとも勝利を得られるでしょう。
Too bad there isn't any like stealth killing in this game. Like there's no sneaking. Where you could sneak behind like enemies and then like hit a button to like instantly kill them if they never didn't notice you or knock them out or something. Because this game does pull a lot from Breath of the Wild, but unfortunately they didn't pull that aspect where Link can like crouch down to make less noise and walk slower, and that makes it so that he's less detectable by like enemies, and he can like sneak behind people and do like a silent strike or something that like does massive damage. Too bad they didn't put that into this game. Otherwise, a lot of little instances like this would be really fun, where you just like go around stealthily killing everyone, so that you don't make a big ruckus.
2つ、虎の意を狩る。あちらをご覧ください。火薬だるが積まれています。
That is not a good idea, because if they have other camps nearby, they would hear the explosion and be like, "Hey, isn't that coming from the direction of one of our camps?" And then they'll have backup. Maybe we can get everything done before backup comes, is what you're suggesting?
彼らが気づかないうちに火薬を起爆できれば大打撃を与えることができます。不意をつかれた相手は確実に動揺し、戦力も大幅に低下するでしょう。そして最後、地の利を生かすこと。ここは海の近く、水気に覆われています。周囲の水蒸気を集め、あなたの雷で麻痺させることができます。
Okay.
さすがココミ、こんなに早く策を思いつくなんて。で、結局どの策で行くんだ？
I think we just goes in guns a-blazing and just fight them like we normally do. That seems to work every time, all the time, and don't fix what ain't broke, I guess.
この3つの策にある大きな違いは、実行者の自身に対する判断能力にあります。情報から飛び降り、拠点を奇襲する。最も早く解決できる方法ですが、高い武力を求められます。爆発で相手の人員を瞬時に減らせば、正面からの戦いを避けられるでしょう。しかし、気配を消し、隠密行動する必要があります。
Unfortunately, this game doesn't do stealth very well. There's like these daily commissions where you gotta like pretty much press X on glowing bits on the ground. And you're not supposed to be detected while you do that, and then you run away. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know if there is actually like noise detection or if it's just like simple area detection from the characters. Like you can walk, like if there's like a fence or whatever object between you and a character, they can still like see you through that like fence or wall or whatever. Just because if that wall wasn't there, you would be in their line of sight. It seems like they don't take that into account. So like you can't really use objects on the field to help you stealth and like help you block line of sight to you and stuff so that they don't notice you. So yeah, unfortunately the stealth in this game is not too good. And also like there's no way to like crouch or increase your stealth abilities or decrease your I don't know noise making abilities or something. I don't know. I don't even think like noise is even a factor in the stealthing in this game.
そして血のりを生かすには着実に戦いを繰り広げる必要があるため持久戦になる可能性があるでしょう。
Wait, she's letting us
がいいですか？
she's letting us choose? That doesn't make sense. She's the strategist. She should be weighing the pros and cons and then coming to a conclusion to us. Not like give us 3 options and be like, what's our opinion on it? Because we're not the master strategist here. Our opinion is for sure not going to be as well thought out as theirs if she's as great of a strategist as the story is leading us to believe. Spark things up. So she would have to gather the humid and I would have to like light it with electricity. That sounds boring. Gunpowder plot, we just blow up. We just take out Yoimiya pretty much and shoot those barrels. That seems pretty easy. Surprise air raid. And then we fight them, I guess? Or we just kill the king? I don't really like any of these. Just jump in there and tell them, it is I, the Traveler. You know, the one that defeated both Child, one of the Harbingers of the Fatui, and also killed Lessig. Okay, I guess we didn't kill Lessigner. Right? We defeated her in battle, and then Raiden Shogun killed her. So yeah. It is I, Traveler, the one who killed 2 of your, or defeated 2 of your Harbingers. Fear us! And they're like, oh my goodness! She's really strong! We should retreat before we'll lose our lives. I don't know. I think that might be a better idea than all 3 of these ideas. Surprise air raid.
さすがメカジキ2番隊の隊長。ご自身の実力に自信があるようですね。
I have a feeling she would have said this regardless of which option we picked.
この戦術を選んだからには共に戦いましょう。私は武闘派ではありませんが、ある程度の支援はできます。あなたを一人で戦わせたりはしません。彼らをいち早く倒し、商人の品物を取り戻しましょう。
I think at the 4th option there, if this game had like a good stealth system or stealth mechanics, was literally just like stealth in and check whether they have the merchants like goods. And it's not like we need to bring the merchants good back. I'm sure like those guards would take Kokomi's word for it if we did see the merchants goods here, so that if she went back, she'd be like, oh yeah, we saw that the Fatui did have the merchants good and it was stolen, so and yeah, we actually heard them making a comment like, yeah, that sucker merchant, he should have guarded his stuff better, and it was so easy for us to steal his stuff. The people here are lame or something like that. I don't know. Then at the very least it like resolves that issue. But then yeah, unfortunately the game mechanics of this game doesn't enable that kind of a story thread. Oh, we gotta play as Kokomi. Bloop. So the community has actually been pretty, what do you call it, negative about Kokomi. But I actually really like her kit. I really like that she spawns like a dude. And what you can do is like, I'll just wait for the cooldown here to finish. You can like spawn the dude, switch to Yoimiya or someone, and then as that thing is like pulsing out Hydro, you can constantly do like, I guess not constantly, but in intervals, you can constantly do vaporize reactions too. So it's like a really fun combination that way. Or if you have her and Fischl or something, you can spawn this thing, switch to Fischl, spawn Oz, and then switch to like Klee or Yanfei or something. And you, because of the internal cooldowns of the reactions, the more reactions that you get, you can trigger more things. So I feel like that's really fun. I don't know. I've heard like people say Xingqiu is still the better option, but I don't know. That's just if you want to like min max everything and do like crazy rotation. But I feel like that kind of takes away from the fun of this game. Like I feel like if she does what she's designed to do well enough, like her she's mainly designed to heal and apply wet. So I feel like she does that better than maybe Barbara for like that kind of situation. And if she does this well enough, like you're able to kind of rotate through all your characters well enough that it makes the interactions fun. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is that I favor how fun an interaction is or how fun a character kit is over like the pure DPS damage or utility it gives to a team more than anything. But I can understand some people derive fun from like like seeing big numbers and seeing like the ability your ability to just like decimate an entire group of enemies. Like I can understand that being pretty fun, but like generally speaking, I'm more in favor of I've kind of attracted attention here. Oh, hello, is he gonna go invisible? So first things first. His allies didn't hear that. Oh, I done goofed. Alright, can I suck him in? I kind of want to kill him legitimately, so we'll do this. Spawn a shield. Switch to Kokomi. I guess spawn this. I wanted to stand up there and just fire at him, but I guess I can do this. Actually, hold on. How did they build this character? She has a lot of health. She has the 5-star... I guess that one weapon, that one catalyst that they specifically designed for her, pretty much. It gives, for every, like, percent of health that she has, it increases her normal attack damage. And also increases her healing, I believe. Oh, but they didn't give her... Like, the test run has her using the Heart of Death set, which increases her hydro damage and also makes it so that when she uses an elemental skill, or uses her elemental skill, it boosts her normal attack damage for, like, a duration. But no, this is just generic Noblesse, so focus on using ults. Nice. These guys couldn't even hear that big explosion. Such pathetic excuses for soldiers. But yeah, since we have Kokomi on our team, we can fight that fire Fatui pretty good. I know one thing I can do is just suck him in and do this. But that's not... Oh, he landed on something. But that's not really fun. Don't suck me. Oh, that doesn't break. Oh, I guess I hit him instead. As long as he's standing there, he can't spawn his shield, so... Is there any other people in here? Those are the only people left. What's this? He's trying to reset. Oh, he did reset. Do you see him teleport? That's pretty lame too, like... When they're out of range of their initial spawn point, they also reset, which resets their health and everything too. And a lot of times these characters have abilities that, like, makes them go very far. He broke his own shield and stunned himself by landing in the water there. But anyways. Oh, he reset again. Yeah, there's like... That's really annoying, especially with like health spongy characters. When they like reset and you gotta kill them all over again. I don't know, even if she doesn't crit, her base damage is still, like, pretty good. It's still in the thousands if you build her properly. I guess that might be because of her, that might be because of her weapon that's giving her that amazing damage, since it scales off of her health.
ココミが考えてくれた戦術のおかげだ。
Oh yeah, another thing you can do with Kokomi is give her the, oh, what's that set called? Oh my goodness, I can't remember off the top of my head. The set that you get from the domain alongside with the Pale Flame set. I'm just gonna quickly Google this. Genshin artifact sets. You can look at Paimon's adorable face as she floats around staring right at you. What do you call it? The Tenacity of the Millilith set. Like, that set works really well with Kokomi, since she can spawn like a, what do you call it? A animal. Her elemental skill spawns a thing on the field, so that when she leaves the field, the damage it does still pulses an attack increase. Even when she's off the field, so you can like continue to buff your DPSs that way. So yeah, I think if I were to get lucky enough to pull her on her banner, if that ever happens, that's the artifacts that I would give her.
どんな戦術であろうと最終的には誰かが実行しなければなりません。これまで勝利を収めてきた戦いにおいて大事だったのは私一人の力などではなく皆さんの努力なんです。
そうだな。オイラもすっごく貢献したもんな。
Yes, Paimon did. She was helping us this entire time. I beg to differ.
おい。
You're not allowed to get mad at us,
で
Paimon.
すが、まさかファデュイがヒルチャールの拠点に潜み、これほど長くここで陣取っていたとは。
Yes, but have you forgot that we were here to investigate the merchants' goods?
彼らの目的は何なのでしょう。まさか本当に兵士たちの言っていたように天領奉行と結託を？
We can confirm, yes. They were working with them, and maybe because La Signora is dead, they didn't receive any news to change what they're doing, so they're continuing to do it. They didn't receive any updated orders.
この拠点を詳しく調査しましょう。あの商人が嘘をついていないのでしたら品物はここにあるはずです。
おお、あたりを見てみようぜ。
Rumors abound. Investigate the temporary Fatui camp. Can we talk to her? No. No, we can't talk to her. We can only cook around her. Hey, Kokomi. Let me introduce you to some traveler cooking.
これ探してた品物じゃないか？
Maybe.
中にいろんなものがあるぞ。天領奉行の印が入ったものもある。これで間違いないみたいだな。
Break all their things.
うわ、これって全部爆弾を作る材料だぞ。危険すぎる。ここみに一言伝えて、オイラたちで全部処理しちゃおうぜ。
Interesting, Paimon. Very, very interesting. And what do they have here?
これはファデュイが貯めてた食料？もう腐ってるみたいだぞ。こんなんで普段きちんとお腹いっぱい食べられてるのか？
Break all their stuff. I won't break all their stuff. Hey, Kokomi. We found a lot of glowing orbs on the ground.
ココミー、ココミー、商人の品物を見つけ出したぞ。ほら。
How did we confirm that it's the merchant stuff? Did, like, the merchant behind the scenes, off screen, like, give us a list of, like, his invoices or whatever, a list of, like, goods that he has in inventory? So we can compare it to what they have here.
はい。
Something wrong?
いえ、少し気が散っていただけです。見せてください。はい、確かに商人さんが落としたもので間違いないようですね。食料、薬剤、農業用具、すべて戦後に必須となるものばかり。きっとこれらを蓄えておいて、後々いい値段で売りたかったのでしょう。
That's interesting. Um, a lot of the times, like retail people or distributors, they never really want to stockpile things. But I guess this is like a war situation, which maybe like holding on to things until the value goes up is worth it. But a lot of times, like there's a big cost in inventory to businesses and stuff, since they have to pay for whatever space that like warehouses the items. Like they got to pay for the heating, the electricity, or whatever. So it like costs money to keep space. And on top of that, there's like this idea of opportunity costs too, where the items that they're holding on to would most likely be losing value, or maybe even just like keeping the same value, where they could like use that space to hold on to things that have more value. So there's like an opportunity cost in that aspect. So that's why like all the times warehouse is never really that, it's rarely a smart plan to hold on to things. You usually want to just make money whenever you have the opportunity. But I guess in this case, because it is like right after a war and the economy is going to be changing, since uh, not as much resources will be put towards the war effort. But wouldn't that make his stuff less expensive? So then he would be making less money from not selling it, and the longer he holds on to it, the more money he'll be losing for not selling it. And at the same time, he's still like, I don't know, paying the cost of having to hold on to it. And yeah, that's another thing too, exactly kind of shown in this case. If you are holding on to um, inventory, you also have the chance of losing that inventory. So that's also a risk you gotta think about. In this case, it got stolen by Fatui, but in the real world cases, it could be like natural disasters, or I don't know. I guess natural disasters is like the only other thing other than it being stolen or being damaged in some way, or maybe like someone purposely set your warehouse on fire or something, would destroy your inventory, and that way, like the longer you're holding onto inventory, the more risks kind of pile up. Like you can just lose that inventory, and then you won't be able to sell it. Like for technology, that kind of thinking is like really important too, because technology gets outdated so quickly that if you're holding on to like old technology, or as it ages, the demand for your technology starts to lose value, or it loses demand, so that not as, you don't have as much of a market share, or as much of um demand from customers. Like the amount of customers you have like dwindles every day as you're holding on to the inventory. So yeah, I don't know. At this, maybe I'm nitpicking the story again, but hopefully there are some cool insights into the real world when it comes to inventory management.
しかし、天領奉行ではこれらのものが不足していないはず。彼が天領奉行に密輸しているとは考えにくいですね。
We don't really know what the items are, so we're assuming that they are like just regular stuff and not really like weapons or anything.
大方儲けを出そうとした一介の商人でしょう。松田と内村が言っていたほど大げさなことではありません。
でもわざとみんなの必要なものを溜め込んでおくなんて、それはそれで悪いやつだと思うぞ。
We go back to them and say, "Oh, so, Kokomi is now so you're proven innocent, so that's good news. The bad news is that we're confiscating that goods so that we can redistribute it to those who need it."
このまま品物を返 か？なんだかすっきりしないな。
安心してください。こういった状況だった時のこともすでに考えてあります。最新の戦後臨時法令の中ですでに必需品の値段上限を設けています。これらのものは最終的に適切な値段で人々の手に渡ることでしょう。
That's interesting. If you put a price ceiling on things, generally you run out of that item really quickly because then the demand, there's like this idea of like a demand curve and a supply curve. The more demand you have, the less supply you have, and the more supply you have, the less that means like there's a not as much demand for it. So you want to hit like the equilibrium where supply meets the demand. But if you put like a price on something, then it makes it so that the shifting, it shifts it so that more people would be able to afford it and thus have more demand, and makes it so that since your supply is like limited and scarce, so if more people can afford it, then it means like you run out of the supply a lot faster. So a lot of times people don't like price ceilings like imposed by the government because that's what happens. It makes it so that like it makes it so that it hurts like the economy on the long run, even though it like benefits consumers in the short run. So yeah, this is interesting. Interesting that like won't it be nice that the government can just be like, okay, everything is cheap now, but then the repercussions of like of a decision like that is just like, yeah, everything is cheap. That means people are gonna be buying more, and more things will be wasted. But I don't know. Maybe there's like a societal or a community argument there where maybe if people were well educated and be able to make proper decisions, that even if something is cheap doesn't mean you need to like buy all of it. At the same time, like if something is cheap, just like scalpers with like PS5s and stuff, a lot of scalpers bought PS5s at their MSRP and flipped it for more money. So if you set price ceilings on things, some person would just like buy all the supply up at a lower price, and then they go somewhere else where this law or whatever has no jurisdiction, and then sell it for like a way higher price, or at that point like regular price, since the price here has been forcibly lowered. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know. There's like, I guess this game is like for kids, so you can't really go too deep into these kinds of um or too detailed, I guess, too deep, too detailed about these kinds of things, or else people would just be like, well, what's going on here? Why am I being taught an economics course while I'm playing this game? I just want to see Kokomi be super cute and be super effective at her job. But for, as I guess as an adult like me, I see these kinds of things when it's written poorly, I guess, or maybe not poorly, maybe just written by someone who don't seem like they have a lot of experience in economics.
彼がもう少し早く法令を見ていればこのような惨事にはなりませんでしたね。
おお、ここみは何でも考えてるな。
No, she doesn't. And my rant there kind of already shows just one obvious reason, proving that she doesn't think of everything. I guess maybe she does think, maybe like when she starts seeing that supplies are starting to go low, she'll just like abolish that decree to fix the prices.
大げさです。現に天領奉行とファデュイが結託している噂について私には皆目見当もつきません。
It's not alleged. We were there. We saw. I guess maybe we alleged. She still doesn't have like concrete proof on her end, and she doesn't want to take our word for it, but we know that for sure investigating the Tenryo Commission with Kujo Sera and everything, we know for sure that they were colluding with the Fat Tui.
しかもちょうどエネルギーが不足しそうになっているこの時に
Oh, Master Jean of the Knights of Avonius solves that by drinking a pot of coffee a day.
ここみなんか言ったか？
いえ早くこの品物を持ち帰りましょう
Wait, we have to take the goods back? We don't just call some peasants, some guards to go do these physical work for us?
祝賀会はもうすぐ始まりますこのような面倒事は早く終わらせるに越したことはありません
おお、オイラたちも平和な渡積島で祝賀会をしたいからな。
Oh yeah, we get to go for a feast now with Paimon. Where are we supposed to go? Should we just teleport? Yeah, let's just teleport. Maybe this one would be better? Yeah, sure. We'll do this one. That's actually a longer walk. I guess it's more direct since there's a bridge that leads us straight to there. Or a glide. Whee! Hello, girl. I see you're standing in the shade. Good. Also stay hydrated. Being outside on a hot day can cause heat stroke. Alright. What do we have here?
それは私の品物。
Yeah, Paimon carried all this back herself. She wheeled this back herself for you, so you better thank Paimon. She put most of the effort in this.
ありがとうございます、産後の宮様、隊長様。
He's like, wait, there's a lot more here than I remember, because we like took all the other stuff too from the Fat Tui.
どうですか？冤罪だと言ったでしょ？
Oh, now he's all smug about it. That's the worst. You help someone and then they decide to be like a dick about it.
どうだか。とっくにファデュイと話をつけてた可能性もあるかもしれないだろう。
ファデュイの拠点で得た情報から見て彼は確かにファデュイと関わりはありませんファデュイのやり方を考えれば何か証拠を残しているはずですので
しかし
も何もありません品物は取り戻しました先般の約束通り彼の汚名を晴らすべきです
申し訳ございません。
軽率でした。
No, you guys are doing your job. I don't know. I don't know if we would be too... Maybe since we proved them wrong, it might seem like they're a little bit too harsh, but at the time being, they're just doing their jobs, right?
日頃から仕事をまともにしていない間抜けなあなたたちがこうして面倒を引き起こすんですよ。やっと自分の間違い。
Yeah, now he's super smug about it, so maybe he does have some illegal stuff that not pertains to this situation, and because of like his attitude, it like triggered off these polices, these military people, these guards. They're like injustice censors, and that's why they're a bit meaner to him. I guess that's one thing too. Like if you're mean to people, they would the people would like automatically be mean back as like kind of like a response most of the time. So maybe we don't know who was mean to who first in this situation. So from our perspective, it was the guards being mean to him, being mean to this Naruse guy first. But now he's being mean back. But he could be just like hoarding his goods, and these guards were like, something suspicious is going on here. So thus he's being mean to the people here first, and kind of forced the guards' hands to investigate him. But at the same time, they're a bit biased on his guilt.
商人さんそれを言うのはまだお早いかと潔白を証明したとはいえわざと必需品を買いだめすることは 今の政令によって罰せられる行為となっています。
Uh-oh.
これらを自分の品物だと認めた以上、私たちもそれ相応の対処をしなければなりません。
He's like, no!
低価格での販売に加え罰金も課します。金額は
What is it gonna be?
ちょっとお待ちを、産後宮様。私の味方だったんじゃ。
We are on the side of justice.
もちろん違いますよ。私は渡積島の荒人神の巫女、神将出没の理念に従うのみ。
I need to add a objection and take that into this because it's really fitting for this story beat.
功績ある者は称し、罪ある者は罰する。汚名を晴らした後は自身の行為に対して代価を払う番です。
Huh, interesting. I wonder if it was a localization mistake. But mistakes must be penalized? A lot of the times, like mistake, like the word mistake implies implies that you didn't have the intention to do something. I think the better word for this would be crimes must be penalized because he had the intent of holding the resources from the people. So I wouldn't use the word mistake for this case because he didn't really make him. I guess it is still a mistake, but it's like an intentional. It was, I don't know, actually. This is a kind of interesting semantic discussion here. I think personally I wouldn't use the word that, or describe the situation as him making the mistake of keeping goods away from people during war times. I would say like his intentions was not good and that's why he's being penalized. Is there a word for that where someone is purposefully like behaving selfishly and therefore causing harm to people and that's why they need to be punished in some way for doing that, so that it doesn't, so that that behavior is not encouraged? Anyways, all in all, I probably would not have used the word mistake in this sense.
そんな。ほら、連れてくぞ。罰金を払いな。
産後宮様、この者が品物を自分のものだと言いましたが、やはり少々気がかりなことが。
Oh, the plot thickens.
天領奉行の印があるものは彼ので間違いないでしょう。しかし他の品物を見るとそうではないようです。
So he was stealing as
明
well?
らかに神社で使われるもの。
ええ、大方ファデュイがよそから奪ったものも混じっているのでしょう。他の品物については持ち主を探しておいてください。
So
神社関係のものは私が対処します。
So is it fair to assume that the Fatui stole from the merchant and also stole from the shrine? Or can we say like this merchant guy got these goods and also stole from the shrine, and then the Fatui stole both of the things at the same time through the merchant? I don't know. I think that section probably would invoke more investigation.
あなたたちには苦労をかけますね。
いえ、とんでもありません。しかし産後宮様、証拠をつかむことはできませんでしたが、天領奉行とファデュイの結託は私たちの仲間がこの目で見たことです。
Just ask the traveler. She literally brought that to light to Raiden Shogun and the Narukami Shrine maidens, I guess, as well.
和平交渉について今一度お考えを。
わかりました。しっかりと考慮しておきます。
Is he saying like even after the Sakoku? No, the Vision Hunt decree being abolished, that the Fatui is still colluding with the Tenryu Commission under the nose of Raiden Shogun? Like Raiden Shogun doesn't really know. Like at the moment, Raiden Shogun thinks the fact that La Signora was killed, that there is no longer any collusion between Fatui and the Tenryu Commission. But are they saying like uh, even after all that has passed, there is still collusion between like Raiden Shogun's people and the Fatui, and that's why more investigation and more consideration needs to be put to it?
私はこれら神社関連のものを持って産後宮に戻ります。よければ一緒に行きませんか？
Alright, sounds good. I don't know.
渡積島の風土と人情は他の島々とは少々違ったものです。慣れていただけるといいのですが。
Is she gonna talk more? I feel like she's gonna talk more. No? Oh, I have nobody in my party right now. I guess I can't switch out of this just to make this scenic section or a more presentable section.
私もだいぶ長いこと来ていませんでした。近頃は処理すべきことがあまりにも多く。今度機会がありましたら、あなたを渡積島のかつての神社へ連れて行ってあげますね。実は最初、渡積島の神社は産後宮ではなく、他の場所にありました。
So one of the things I wanted to say during that walk was that I noticed like I do go on like crazy tangents and crazy rants about random things that just slightly touches upon or slightly relates to the story. And I'm gonna have to be honest, like I actually really enjoy doing that. I actually really like just like speaking my mind and trying to figure out my opinion about the situation. Like I seem to I have this feeling that forcing myself to speak out loud about these things is actually helping me understand things better, if that makes sense. And I actually really enjoy like just talking about these things. But I know like from a viewer's perspective it might be a little bit annoying because it's just like it doesn't really have anything to do with this story all that much, and a lot of the times like if I were to watch someone play a story, I would be interested to hear their opinions and stuff, but like I don't want to hear them more than the game itself, and I feel like I talk way more than what the game, like I talk way more than I present the game at this point. And yeah, I guess that's something I need to work on. I need to work on being able to figure out on the spot whether if something is interesting enough to go deep into and try to speak my mind about, or if it's like not relevant enough that I should just like keep to myself and continue with the story.
その場所とは渡積島の七天神像の近くです。当時渡積島は幕府ほど将軍を崇拝してはいなかったのですが、少なくとも彼女の存在を認めてはいました。ですが、あの人たちが振り落とされ、渡積島を守護する魔人が切られたことで、かつての神社は放棄されたのです。
I don't think there has been any lore as to why Raiden Shogun struck down the protector deity, like that giant snake person. But I think there's theories that that giant snake deity protector god thing was kind of getting like a big ego or something and wanted to take over more land or something for the Watatsumi people. So this deity was trying to like go to the closer islands and take those islands over, and it was kind of like infringing on the I don't know, the shogunates or Raiden Shogun's like land, I guess. Like it's starting to get close to them, and Raiden Shogun didn't like that, and that's why they got into a big fight over it. I think that, I don't know if that is like true or not though. At least in my headcanon, that's what I'm gonna believe for now.
その頃より渡積島と幕府の関係は微妙なものとなり、 互いの偏見はより深まっていきました。
I like how they just stopped walking as soon as they got off the frame so that they can let me talk about random stuff. And then they like politely wait for me to finish talking until I hit the A button here to, or I guess the B button here, to confirm and move on to the next thing. So right now they're just standing off screen waiting for me to finish talking. If you can imagine that, like where they walk, they're just standing there staring right at me like, can you stop talking so we can continue our conversation? And I'm like, no, I want to talk about random stuff. And they're just like, ah. And then now I hit the confirm button and then they continue walking.
和平交渉において私もこの問題を天領奉行ときちんと話し合いするつもりでした。怨嗟というのはいつか必ず解決しなければならないものですので。
産後宮様、本日はどのような用件でここへ？なんだか顔色が以前に比べて良くない気がします。自分をいたわることをお忘れなきよう。あなたは私たちが一番頼りにしているお方ですので。
Don't say that. You're just gonna put more pressure on her.
はい、ご安心を。私は大丈夫です。
産後宮様、どうか今一度お考えを。幕府軍とは長くにわたり戦ってきました。このまま和平交渉するなんて納得できません。
Wait, what? They don't want to have peace with the shogun? That doesn't make sense. I thought the whole reason they got together to fight against the shogun was because they didn't like the vision hunt decree. And now that the vision hunt decree is abolished, is there still a reason for them to be fighting? Maybe like interpersonal reasons, like, oh, that guy killed my family, or killed my husband that went to war, and now I'm sad because of it, and that we need to make them pay.
彼らと和解したら、かつて我々を守護してくださった魔人の死が無駄になってしまいます。
おいおい、いい加減にしろって。いつの時代の話をしてるんだ。戦争は終わったんだ。安心。
それはもちろんわかる。じゃが、少なくとも主導権はこちらが握るべきじゃ。妥協なんてもってのほか。
安心してください。このことは再度考え、最善を尽くしますので。
Yeah, trust in Kokomi. She's an amazing strategist, an amazing leader. She'll be able to figure it out. No problem.
よかったです。どうかお願いします。
That's just boomer. Boomers stuck in their old ways.
あら、産後宮様、こんなところで会うなんて思ってもいませんでした。私の娘、今年巫女選抜に参加することになったんです。あの子が産後宮に入れば、この先も安心です。産後宮様はお優しいので、きっとよくしてくれますから。
Oh, and who's your daughter? Ashley? Ooh, I got bad news for you.
機会があれば産後宮様にご教授してもらいなさいっていつも娘に言ってるんですが、ほら、産後宮様ってお若いのにすでに人との接し方を心得ていて聡明でいらっしゃるでしょ。うちの娘もずっと産後宮様をお手本にしているんですよ。
I don't know. I'm just cringing right now that they keep like saying that Kokomi is this like mature, intelligent, smart, amazing leader, crazy war strategist that is like unmatched and everything. That's like the sentiment you get from like the dialogue of the story. But then like compared to the actual plot points that happened that involves her, it does like there's like a dissonance there. There's the writing doesn't match up, or the dialogue doesn't match up with the actions, and it just makes it so hard to like take this story seriously because of that. And I guess like we are supposed to just like, I don't know, we'll just pretend like the Archon story, like she actually did. If we just pretend and forget about all the weird stuff and just pretend that she was actually a good leader, we can kind of take this more seriously. But I don't know, I guess the Archon quest just left such a sour taste in my mouth that it's really, really hard to just like suspend my disbelief and go along with this story.
彼女が産後宮に入った時は気にかけておきますね。
産後宮様、やっと会えました。今年の農作物の生産量が減少した問題についてご報告したいんですが。
産後宮様、こちらはメカジキ2番隊の隊長ですよね。
Who's talking
これ
here?
からも渡積島に残るのでしょうか。
Get out from that bush and talk to us directly, Ryoko. Oh my goodness. I actually don't see a character model here, so this is like a bit of a scripting bug on the developer's end.
産後宮様、
皆さん落ち着いてください。すべてお聞きしますので。
I don't know why there's like this plot about like everyone relying on the leader. This plot point has been done already once before with Master Jean of the Knights of Avonius, where like citizens want the leader, the Grand Master of the Knights of Avonius, to like do their taxes for them and find their lost kitten and stuff. That is it like a story trope that people enjoy, where like some amazing leader is like taken down a peg because their responsibilities like obligates them to do these like mundane things? Is that something like people enjoy? Because for sure I don't really enjoy this story plot at all, and the fact that it's happened a second time now, it just kind of frustrates me a little bit. Oh no, Kokomi here is starting to feel the pressure of being the leader. We're supposed to empathize with that.
ですが時間のかかる問題は報告書にまとめて産後宮まで届けてください。時間の空いた時にきちんと処理します。
That chat with friendly people alongside, or you chat with the friendly people along with Kokomi.
大丈夫ですか？
This is testing my patience.
そうですよね。私も少し頭痛が。産後宮様、ここにいらしたのですね。報告したいことが、祭礼用の道具がなかなか届かず、何者かに奪われたのではないかと思っているのですが。
Well, today's your lucky day, Izumi Naki. We have brought those supplies right here, right from the mouth of the Fatui. So you can praise us now.
それならもうすでに取り戻しました。ご心配なく。そうだったんですか。さすが産後宮様です。
Wow. I don't know. I just feel like they're trying a little bit too hard to make Sangonomiya seem like reliable and dependable, and that she is well loved by the people here. Like, we didn't need to have this many random NPCs just praise her this so many times, and we would have been able to get to this point and kind of get the idea of her character. I mean, like, we got the idea that she's super reliable and dependable already, even before all this happens, and this just kind of like hammers home the point a little bit too much, and now it just becomes just annoying having to go to every single character just relying on her.
それとここ最近の公文書を簡単にまとめて産後宮様の机に置いておきました。また予定ですと、この後より繊維産業の発展に関する会議があります。予定？今からですか？はい、遠くからいらしたお二方がすでに産後宮様を。
Oh, two young ladies, eh?
わかりました。今日はあなたに渡積島を紹介しようと思ったのですが、どうやら先に要件を済ませる必要があるようです。明日産後宮の門の前で会いましょう。それから共に祝賀会の準備を。
Woohoo! I love feasts.
祝賀会、美味しいもんがいっぱいあるかな。
もちろんありますよ。渡積島の特産を使った美食、あなたたちにも味わってもらいたいものです。
I wonder if they serve seafood here, or is it like taboo to serve seafood here, since they seem to have so much respect for like creatures of the water kind.
やったー。じゃあまた明日。
Matashita. Hi. Oh boy, okay. So, her secret, hey, that's interesting. I guess I'm gonna end things here, and in the next one, we will find out what her secret is. I don't know, I feel like this story was a little bit dragged out again. Like, I feel like we already know how dependable she is, so like the whole story plot of Goro telling us to help him fight the Fatui because of how amazing Kokomi is at predicting Fatui movement, and the fact that we needed to help that merchant like prove his innocence, and at the same time punish him for being greedy, like just to like show Kokomi as being a good leader, a dependable person, and everything. I feel like one of those at least could be cut out. Probably the Goro one, since that one didn't do as good as a job, since she wasn't even a part of that story. And the merchant one can be easily cut shorter. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I talk too much. That's why seems like it's a lot longer than it really is. But I feel like a lot of these like plot points is like could have been left in the cutting room floor, and we would have dived directly into the feast, the peace talks, and that would have been a way better, way more interesting flow of the story than what we have now. I think I'm already like, this is my second video, I believe, and it's already 2 hours in, but I guess like half of it was me just ranting about stuff. So we're already an hour in, and nothing interesting or no new information really has been provided to us, and the plot has not really moved yet. We're still waiting for the feast to appear. So yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed, leave a like, I guess. I don't know. I feel like most people probably would not have enjoyed, since they had to listen to my stupid voice speak out my stupid opinions. So yeah, and I hope to see you in the next one where we'll continue the story. I normally ask people to subscribe, so yeah, subscribe too if you want to see more videos in the future. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.